At present, we have a special guest in the studio along with Julie Cook, and I'm going to turn it over to Miss Julie, and we're going to find out some information that we all need to know.
Absolutely. Miss Lynnel Townsend is CEO of SHS&S, and it's an organization to help caregivers suffering from burnout. It can happen very quickly, and she is trying to get the message out for caregivers about her different online services. Now, how did you start this, Miss Townsend?
Well, actually, I had over 18 years of experience as a professional caregiver, and I took the skills that I had and put it into an online course. And my purpose of doing so is because I had very dear friends of mine that were caregivers themselves, and people need to recognize, though, too, that caregiving burnout can kill. It's a very serious situation if you don't have a support system or a plan of care in place. So when I thought about my friends that I was not able to help, I thought about how nice it would be to help others be able to have the skills and tools that they need that the average caregiver wouldn't have access to. So
it seems like a lot of times that caregiver is the caregiver, and even though there may be others in the family,
yes,
the one who's with the person all the time is the one who's relied upon the most.
Absolutely, because I always think about it in a way that if you could think about having a job, if you happen to do a double shift, well, at least the one good thing you're happy about is that when you go home, you're gonna go to bed, you'll be able to rest.
Yep.
That caregiver working 24/7 without a support system, a plan of action, they don't get that time off.
Yeah, because it takes a toll physically and mentally.
Absolutely, and can be life-threatening. So that's one of the reasons why I use the skills and tools that I had in order to put it into an online course to try to help to support these caregivers.
Yeah. So what is it that you're offering?
What I have, my program is designed. It's a online course, and it's downloadable material in a PDF form with accompanying videos or two. So with the course or two, they're able to look at the information there, go back and forth, and that's one of the things that will help them to look over the information at their own pace. It's about a 4 to 6 week course, but one of the things I also like to mention some of the other features. There are two in particular I like to talk about. One is the fact that you hear a lot about respite care. Respite is nice, but it's a temporary, sporadic situation where a friend or loved one may say, "Hey, I'm willing to help you, a few hours or whatever." In order to prevent burnout, a person needs consistent days off. So one of the features that we have, though, too, with the program is that we help them generate additional caregivers. This could be from friends or family members or loved ones, or maybe sites like Indeed and so forth. We will help them to be able to get the skills that they need and train them. And then as a result, these caregivers will be able to work 2 to 3 days out of the week, 8 to 10 hours a day. So at least that way they're able to have some time off.
So that's a break.
Yes, and that's one of the features we offer. We also offer a feature where on the website you'll be able to see for family members, because a lot of times people may feel like that, you may have a sibling that lives in one state and you live in another, and they may feel like that, well, there's nothing I can do because I live so far away. There actually is other tasks that a person can do. So on our website, caregiverburnout.com, all one word, you'll be able to go there, and as you look at our drop-down button, you'll see the resources, but there's a particular program there, though, too, specifically for families, and you'll see all the information about us, courses, and things of this sort.
That is invaluable information.
Yeah.
What are some of the things? I know that you may not think off the top of your head. I know you mentioned at one time to keep a notebook, to keep records and keep a notebook.
Yes, there's so many things that a person can do, various tasks. For example, with myself, I want to share something with you briefly. One of the things I want to say, all of my years, 18 years of working as a professional caregiver, and like now, as of right now, I am what's called a DSP, direct support professional. And so with it, I've never worked in any home, whether I work one-on-one with the client or up to 3 individuals at a time. I've never worked where they didn't have a notebook like this. We call it a manual, but what most companies call it is an ISP. It's an individual support plan with all the information pertaining to that person's ailment inside, all the physicians, everything pertaining to it. Well, our program is called an HSP, Holistic Support Plan, instead of ISP. What that basically means is that all the information pertaining to their care is inside, but in addition to that, all the training for all the other caregivers and so forth is inside. So it's for not just the person needing care, but also the caregiver. caregiver because we like to support them as a unit. So yes, it's so much that a person can do. Information about the physicians, any information about the ailment, all of this is important to be able to have. And maybe, for example, there's not a lot of funds available for caregivers, which is a sad situation. So maybe there are a few insurance companies that pays for caregiving services, and also VA is another source or two, where they'll pay up to $2,000 or $4,000, depending on the person's disability, to pay for that caregiving cost. But this is one thing that's important to know. It doesn't matter how much money you receive, whether it's from a insurance company, VA, or any place else. The problem is that if you don't have the skills, all the money in the world is not going to take away from burnout. And that's why we try to offer a plan of care, information with that to help them. So that's one of the basic tools there, is having information there to know how to take care of that person.
Well, that way you don't have one person knowing every single thing.
Yes.
Anything somebody else, if they were coming in and trying to help,
that's
or if
the
somebody
point.
did come in 2 days a week or 1 day a week or whatever, they would have that guide to go by.
That's the whole point. Like I said, all the training material for any caregiver they may have. If you lose a caregiver, you still got that same training there. They can be able to support them. But like I said, and I definitely like to emphasize the point. I've worked with a few families to talk to them to see the importance of it. Families need to recognize that this is a family crisis, and this is your family crisis, because this is something two families don't recognize. If that caregiver breaks down, that burden of responsibility can fall upon you, and it can happen overnight. And so then as a result, why not help them now? And to give another example too, think about those additional caregivers that's going to maybe help with that support. Or what if you're in another state, what if you can help pay the caregiving costs per week? So something like that is something where you don't have to say, I can't get involved. But again, go on my website, go to resources. When you look at our drop-down box, when you look at that, when you go to the situation with families, you'll see a video there and about 12 tests that individuals can be able to do. But most importantly, our course is designed, it's affordable, and we do it where a person could be able to download the course, get the information, and you'll have resources similar to what you would if you were working for a professional caregiving agency.
And it's endcaregiverburnout.com.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And you can just go there and find out. So, yeah, what is the best way to get started on the program?
Go to my website, first of all.
Yeah.
So once you go there, go to courses. And again, though, too, with it, I wanted to pull it up. But anyway, when you pull up our website, endcaregiverburnout.com, but with it, as you do that, when you go to courses, it's going to explain. And I made sure we had a whole page there that deals with not just explaining what the courses are, because one of the things that's important, we have two different courses. And one is for a person with any ailment, any general ailment. But one is specifically for dementia. So you find out which one is pertaining to you that you happen to need. And please, by all means, read the information on there to understand what's involved with the course. So we have a lot of information with that, as well as the price and everything else that a person would need. So that's the step. Go to the website. You see the information right there and the price. Yes. And I want to say one thing, too. With our prices, now altogether, the whole thing is $800. But that deals with, it's 2 courses per, for 2 courses for dementia or 2 courses for our general information. But with that information there, the medium cost of caregiving, people don't realize it. If you do not have insurance, if you can't afford it, and you have to pay out of pocket, guess what? It's anywhere from $23 or $25 an hour. It could be up to $5,000 a month from a caregiving agency.
Have somebody to come into your home.
Yes, that's for 24/7 care.
Yeah.
So,
and that's necessary a lot of times.
Yeah.
For families.
Yeah.
What else do we need to know?
Yes, that biggest thing is that caregiver needs a break. They need to be able to, and that's one of the reasons why what we're trying to do. I want to thank you for being on your show, because one of the things we're trying to do is as we get the message out, we're going to, we have different interviews, different places and all the too. But with that, we're going to be talking about some of the things, some of the subjects. And one other thing I want to mention, as a DSP, direct support professional, I have over 18 years of experience, but from 2007 to the present, I completed about 96 modules of training. So with that, some of the things we're going to offer is some of that, some of the resources, some of the information. So between the various interviews that I may talk about, we'll mention it. For example, my next interview that I'm going to have on a different show, I'm going to be able to talk about dementia care. I'm not just an expert, but I have had 5 years of experience. I've had hands-on as well as training through a wonderful site. So I'll be able to talk about some of that information, though, too, as far as what to look for in dementia and things of this sort. So each time I'm going to talk about various different subjects.
There are a lot of things to be learned, and a lot of different situations that bring on the need for special care. Yes. Do you find that if you're in a situation where you've already contracted with a DSP, is it good for the parent, or not the parent but the child or the family member to still stay involved to some degree, or is it better? It is. Okay, so it does need to be not just turn it over to somebody and walk away.
To me, it makes me think about when a child goes to school, parent conference. Your loved one will be taken care of the way you have to take care of them too. So to put something all together on that DSP or whatever, it's not. It doesn't help. As well that way though too. So it's always good for families to get involved. So with it though too, so if you go to an actual agency, sure, they're going to do all that work for you. If you have a person in a facility, they will do it. It still never hurts to check in and find out how your loved one is doing, whether they're in a nursing home or just whatever. But if you're getting additional help, that's why you have to have the training. So yes, families should always be involved with it.
Excellent.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we have left out. But the main thing is to go to that website. It's endcaregiverburnout.com. Yes. And just to get you started on your way, because there's so much to know. And if you're in that situation, but I think that was a good point. If you have got to pay someone around the clock to, can average out to about several $1,000s a month.
Yes, it really can.
And but families, I guess it's just been my experience thinking about talking to people who have been in that situation. It sort of happens before you know it.
I just recently have with a loved one or two, and I think about it. You never know what can happen. You can fall. You can have a stroke.
Right.
The older we get, we never know what situation can happen, and you may need it. And so it's just always nice to know. But like I said, having a plan of care is very, very important to do that. And so yes, it can happen overnight.
To think ahead of time what you might be ready to do. It's a lot to think about, and we don't like to think about it.
We don't, but still knowing what to do. And that's why, and I want to say my name, the name of my program, SHS&S, sounds like an odd name, Structured Holistic Services and Schedule. Why did I choose that title, that name? People need structure, because when you're going through a situation, you got to learn all the medical techniques and terminologies, all the physicians. That's scary. So it's overwhelming. So they need structure, holistic. Everything needs to tie in together. Everybody needs to be able to come together on this. Services, there are a variety of services and resources that they need, and then schedules. If you have additional caregivers, you need to find out when can they work. Maybe one can work on a Monday, one can work on a Tuesday or whatever. So that's why I chose that odd name, SHS&S. It has a meaning behind it. And that, too, is on the website.
Thank you. Lynnel Townsend. And now let's see, you're in Union City, is that right?
Yes, I live in Union City, but that's where my services is at. But one of the things I want to say, it's been fortunate, though, too. There has been so many different organizations and agencies here in Jackson. So this is where I've been able to talk about most of my information here. So starting it off here, just because of the different organizations and agencies that's been very supportive towards me.
That's great.
So that's one of the things I appreciate.
I think we got a phone call.
Yeah, we do. Caller, you're on. Good afternoon. You with me? Okay. Well, it's blinking like there's somebody there, but sounds like an empty
Have we
socket.
answered their question, hopefully?
Must have. That's true.
Hopefully.
And thanks so much for taking your time to come in and be with us this afternoon. It is an important thing that you are doing, and it's important for everybody to learn, because, as you said, it could be us tomorrow. It may not be today, but it could be our need tomorrow.
Exactly. We never
Keep
know.
up the good work.
Thank you very, very much, and I look forward to coming back at another time, too, if I can.
We'll be right here.
That website, again, is endcaregiverburnout.com. So thank you, Lynnel.
Thank you so